Hello, welcome to Sekou Style. This is your boy Chief Bigbe Jr. Today we're gonna be talking about Africans in the United States. Okay, let's dive into it straight out. So I was surfing around the internet. I saw this beautiful article talking about how Africans are some of the most educated populations, or at least immigrant population in the United States. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Further look into the article, there's a statistic that says that about 69% of sub-Saharan Africans have some form of college degree. I'm like, well, this is wonderful. But then it said this does not necessarily lead to employment or higher earning. I'm like, wow, how? I was just puzzled straight out, like how? So me thinking who I am, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I mean, we are doing extremely well in education. We're getting degrees, but yet that's not correlating. We're not making a lot of money or employment. We're not getting employed at the best jobs. What's going on? So in my head, I'm like straight out, okay, a couple of things that must be the cause of this. One, nobody likes to talk about it as much. It's racism. Number one, racism. People are just, racism still exists in America. And, many sub-Saharan Africans are Black. And so it's like, it really happens. It's still a barrier for some of them to get the real job that they really want. So yes, racism do exist and people get caught up in it. Two, lack of connections. And this is huge because a lot of time you get all these fancy degrees, and if you don't have the necessary connection or you don't create those connections, because many immigrants are actually migrating they're coming here, they don't have the family connection or those top-notch connection that would just lead to a job. So you have to struggle. Some people make it happen, which is great, but a lot of people are still struggling to get that real job that they got the degree for. They will end up settling for something less, because other people have connection, they could manage their way and get in. Even some people end up going back home because that's where they have their connections. They will go get the fancy job in their native countries and they move on with their life. But connection does play a major part too. You need to have connections, and African in the US, lack of connection. There's a lot of people don't have, especially first generation Africans, don't have a lot of connections. Another thing here is also, mentorship. Mentorship is essential. And, lack of connection, mentorship. If you have a mentor, most of the time that mentor serves as your connection. And they could link you up to other people, other ideas, or tell you what to do. Some people just don't have that kind of mentorship. They just go to school, take their classes, especially in a big city like New York. Everybody's busy. You just go to school. It's most of the time it's commuting school. You don't even have campuses. The campus is there, but you're so busy. You're going in and out. You're not staying at the dorm where you guys will get to know each other. In New York City, it's hard. So even if there's a dorm, people are just in and out, in and out. So it's a commute school. So you don't build a lot of connection like that, and you don't have mentors that will be willing to follow you up as well. So mentorship, lack of mentor, and sadly sometimes people who are made it out of the hood, especially in the African community, they go lay down somewhere else. They don't want to come back like that. They're even afraid of coming in places where because most of the time Africans are in places where it's tough neighborhoods, because that's the cheapest neighborhood most of the time to live. So, but other people who are making it out of there, they don't want to come back and even see them. Not to talk about to mentor some people out of to give them opportunity to go higher. So lack of mentorship, that's one. That's another one. And also we talk about picking the wrong degrees. Some people really just go to school, say, oh, my mother said I should go to school, my dad said I should go to school, so I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna get a degree in this and that, and then they just go get a degree that is worthless. No research into what kind of degree program or what is more, if you're going for a job. Because some people have passion, and they have passion for certain things. If you're gonna get a degree because you have passion for it, and that's what you love doing, that's what you wanna do, by all means go get it. So if you don't get a job, you still do volunteer work, you'll be fine. That means you're okay. You're following your passion. I ain't mad at you. But if you're not doing that, make sure you look for a sensible degree that you can take, and make sure that that degree will be able to pay you. If it's an investment, everything else is an investment. If you do a wrong investment, you're not gonna get your money in return. So school is an investment. So make sure you take that right degree. Also, we're looking at slow assimilation into the American system. I mean, some people, it takes some time. It takes some time to really get into it. Some people are coming from francophone country, although they have degrees, or they're coming here like just to speak the American English. To assimilate into the system, it takes a little longer, and to get to know what's really going on. Yes, America is like a melting pot. It allows you to kind of like assimilate into the mainstream American culture without losing your identity. Your culture is identity. So, your religion or culture without making you lose it. But some people, they're just too clinched to what they believe in. They don't want to get out of their comfort zone. So it becomes harder for them to get the jobs or to create the companies that they want to create. So that's another problem. And also, we look at negative stereotypes against African and Black people in general in the society. So sometimes it's like Africans are not taken seriously because of all these negative stereotypes. They're lazy. Black people are supposed to be lazy, which is not true. So all these negative stereotypes, we are criminals, which is not true. I mean, there are some criminals are doing bad things, but any other people, right? Any other race, any other people, period. There are criminals everywhere. And people would like to use Nigerian or the 419ers, but again, you fail to know that Nigerians are some of the most educated Africans, period. Very innovative, smart people. So, there are like negative in everywhere. And stop using that as a stuff not to hire intelligent Africans. Also, cultural differences. This goes without saying, but a lot of people, because of the African culture, sometimes they don't want to hire you. They don't fit in their corporate culture. They're mainstream. If you're going to be the only Black guy among all these rich, privileged white people, I mean, sometimes it's intimidating. You don't feel belong, and they know that too. So, and you're not well connected. So they're just like, all right, let's just go with what we're familiar with. They'll hire someone who they feel comfortable with. So, cultural fit is an issue. So you get a degree, but culturally, these people can get you in. So what can be done for us to, really break this barrier? People are doing it. What can be done to break this barrier? That's what I want to discuss. I'm a solution guy. I love talking solutions. So now, what can be done? It's very simple, and there are a lot of things that we could do, but I will just focus on a couple of them. And one of them could be, really we have to become creators. We have to become creators, meaning when you get your degree, people don't want to hire you. That's their business. Like, try to create something for yourself. Try to create something. It sounds really hard and it's tough, but you could start by taking a minimum job, something that is not paying you better, but you're looking for your initial investment to try to create something for yourself. Now, if that doesn't work for you, you have to network. Try to network from the beginning. Know what you're getting yourself into. You network as much as possible, because everybody cannot be Steve Jobs. Everybody cannot be just entrepreneurs and creators and stuff like that. But if you're not in that field, you have to network for the right jobs, get to the right people, do what you need to do to make sure that you're doing the right thing, right? And even those who are in creating space or entrepreneurship, make sure you network as well, because that's how your business and everything that you're doing is going to strive. Another thing is, we have to use social media. I mean, they have LinkedIn, they have YouTube, they have Facebook. Use it for your own benefit, meaning use it wisely, not just squandering your time, following unnecessary people. So choose people who you want to follow. Follow the people who are giving you good content, people who are making your life meaningful, people who are giving you something better. And you could, help. You could reach out to some of these people in their DM for them to give you advice. Some of them, if you're good at what you're doing, you reach out to them. Like, you create they will give you the opportunity. You have to be willing to work hard. But unfortunately, the United States, where we all thought when you were leaving Africa, you're coming in saying, okay, the country is based on merit, It's a bureaucracy, like you come in, it's a bureaucracy, you come in, you work hard, you become successful, you take all these exams, you graduate from school, bang, you're gonna start making the big bucks, you get the job. Still, that's, it applies for some people, but it's not for everybody. And you have to be cognizant of that. So you have to take decisions that will make sure that you become one of the people who will be successful in this American system, the American dream. So, and also what I want to tell you guys right now, if you've watched this far, thank you so much. But make sure you subscribe to the channel, because again, with our audience, we can't be able to continue doing what we're doing. Also, what we want to start bringing in, new people. The goal now is to really bring in new people, talk with people, interview Americans, Africans who are in America doing okay for themselves. We're gonna start locally and then go hopefully globally, and try to advise people, because I feel like there's a lot of needs. A lot of young Africans are out there hungry for knowledge, but because they don't have mentors, people are not giving them the knowledge. But now when it comes to places like YouTube right now, you get the information, you get these people information, how they did it. They could be able to explain to you what they are doing, how they do it. So you could be able to link up with them and all this good stuff. We're gonna start very local. Hopefully we'll go global. That's how we're gonna do it, man. We're gonna try to bring you some solid content. So subscribe to this channel, like it, share it, like the video. Make sure you like the video, all right? If you like what I'm saying. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. It has been a pleasure talking to you. Take care. Peace.